Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 Last Days of Europe with me, Bohemia, and the Greater Germanic Reich. So, today we are going to continue with the story of the Reich. I'm hoping that Verkreis 19 will join us, and then we're gonna look at Denmark and Netherlands. I wonder what they are up to, but there is a bunch of other choices that we have here, like the fortress up north, which is Norway, the model colony dealing with Ukraine, and so on and so on, but those have some prerequisites that we'll need to go through. I also wanted to mention that Dinosaur Recycle and Elrag actually had great comments explaining to me something that I missed completely. I did not realize that these were buttons. There actually is a way how you can spend the political power and the budget that you have here, and you need to launch a campaign. So thank you guys for explaining that. I thought that this was just somehow related to this, and I didn't realize that this was actually... Again, this interface is not exactly great for me. I'm not colorblind or anything. It's just that it's kind of hard to navigate. So thank you very much for pointing that out. We're going to go with that now. I'm going to spend... let's spend, well, maximum political power and budget, huh? We are doing kind of good on money, even if the economy is tanking. We'll need to look into that today. But the surplus is about 19 billion, so I don't really think that we have to be careful here. What can we send? Well, okay, let's spend, what, 10 million, not 10 billion. Okay, so that is actually really cheap. Am I missing something? Well, let's spend political power 110 million dollars and launch a campaign. It's gonna give us extra 12% political power gain. Vehicle stability is gonna increase by 0.5. Social auto progression 4 and reformist regime tick 5. So campaign in progress. I'm gonna see how that's going to affect us. Regime stability is okay. Social auto conservative. The outlook is regressing. Not entirely sure how that's going to be affected, because the campaign should now... Social auto progression. Maybe it is still too little for us to change anything, but we're going to see. We are going to see. At this point, not much we can do. Now, one thing that I wanted to actually address was the state of our units. We'll need to reform some of them, giving them some, new equipment and new battalions and stuff like that. So first of all, let's look at the special forces, which are decommissioned for some reason. Okay, so let's look at them. I wanted to give them the attack helicopter company, but I know we don't have enough. We have 318 in storage, and we are producing quite a lot per day, aren't we? No, 1.25 per week, but we will get to about, well, maybe 1.5 per day. So that could work. I wanted to give them, well, originally I wanted to give them the scout helicopter company, because I thought that would be better, but considering, oh hey, Bohemia accepts. Bohemia accepts. Let me just check here. We are producing the Panzerrosa. Okay, so the Bohemian accepts. This letter is to be addressed to the current Führer Albert Speer. These past 3 days have been worrisome, my Führer. Ever since I have received your letter, there has been chaos in the government. Panic struck many of our people, but I can say for certain that I have kept a clear head in these times. Immense pressure has been put on me from Rudolf to continue negotiating these terms. Eventually, however, I forced his hand, and he had to back down after a fierce argument we've recently had. I write this letter to you now regarding the concerns between the Reich and the Protectorate with a simple sentence. We accept. Reichsprotector Lutz Graf Schwerin for Krosigk. More land to the Empire. Here we go. So we got that. And with that said, let's look at the issue of Slovakia. Let's start with the Dutch problem. I'd like to do them one by one. Again, I know that it's better to probably burn through them as fast as possible, but that's not realistic, and we're going to want to be realistic. So actually we have... Let's see how this is going to affect our production units, because it should. Did it? I'm not sure. Well, anyway, we are producing the scout helicopters as well. The Siberian Black Wing has conquered the Ural military district in the struggle for the fate of Russia. All soldiers never die, they just fade away. Okay. Ordaz elected president of Mexico. Following another landslide elections, Gustavo Díaz Ordaz of the Partido Revolucionario Institucional has been elected president of the United Mexican State. The Secretary of the Interior is infamous for his callous, heavy-handed treatment of anti-government protests during the Matos administration, leaving dissidents within the country fearful for their already dangerous future. Regardless, the United States have extended its congratulations to Mexico for electing a leader who can guide the country through these times of tumult. It seems Mexico is poised to enter the world stage once more, and this time under the Americans' guidance. Cool. But again, we need to deal with this. So if we gave you the attack helicopter company and switch the recount to scout helicopter, that will give you extra breakthrough and reconnaissance. But that's about it. Organization, piercing, wow. And if we give you the light armored record company, which is armored cars, you would get extra breakthrough, extra heart attack, plus 13 reconnaissance. Fuel capacity, extra armor and piercing. Yeah, this is the way to go. We have enough cars, even though we'll need to upgrade them. Support equipment, we have enough. The attack helicopters are the only ones that we really don't have. Wait, let me see, what is the difference between attack helicopter company and air assault company? Air assault company is better, as it turns out. Way better. But it requires tons of equipment. Manpower, anti-air, anti-tank, attack helicopter, infantry equipment, and transport. Transport helicopters, okay, so that's not attack. That is transport. And I don't think we have enough transport. Yeah, we're way worse than that. Okay, let's give you a attack helicopter instead for now. But we could give you the armored engineers, couldn't we? Extra breakthrough, hard attack, reconnaissance, entrenchment, manpower, infantry equipment, main battle tank. And we do have enough for that. Okay. I don't have enough experience though. God damn it, I forgot about that. Okay, but let's look at it anyway and see what we could do here. So something like this would be ideal. Soft attack, hard attack. Though maybe it's, well, the defense would be massive. I'm thinking whether or not it is better to keep them as small as possible. 251 and 5. Well, no. No, I think it might be better to make them bigger too. So something like this would be ideal. Upgrade to the Operationsgruppe. It will be a hard investment, but you know, it's gonna give us at least time to get more of those helicopters and everything. And we'll need 50 XP. Okay, so that's our first primary goal. We're gaining less than we used to, but we can, I think, boost that if we start drilling. Because a ton of our units are nowhere near the state in which we could consider them. Okay, that's not great either. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Do we have officer corps that we could change? Not really. There is much reason for Germany to rejoice. With the civil war over and the heart of the Reich secured under the banner of its new leader, Albert Speer. For the reunification of the folk, however, there remain many battles still to be won. The Germanic people of Europe are divided, scattered across the continent, a stark contrast to Hitler's Grand Alliance system, and a definite liability to the new regime in Germania. To the west, Germany's brother in Holland have yet to rejoin the pact, leaving both the Fatherland and the Netherlands in a precarious position. For the new Führer and Foreign Minister Schmidt, re-entry of Holland has become a diplomatic priority, and negotiating with Barend Beeshovel and the rest of the Hague are being planned. I'm not sure what the Hague means in this sense. Within Speer's cabinet, there is much uncertainty about the coming meeting, but on the outside, Germany's head of state is all smiles and waves for the people. He reaffirmed this confidence to the public before he and his plane departed from Germania, ensuring the Volksliche Beobachter a quote for their headline: "The Dutch know where their blood belongs. Gute Reise, mein Führer." Okay, good. That's fine. Now let's check this again. Okay, the outlook is progressing. Good. So we are actually doing, with all of this, we are having some progression. I like that. So we need to know that we need to spend political power and budget on it, but other than that, we are fine. Reichskommissariat Ukraine has defeated the Ukrainian Soviet Socialist Republic as the breadbasket of the Reich bleeds, weightless from a year's starvation and white with the knowledge of death. Could we somehow help you? No, we can't really do anything. That sucks, but it looks like the Reichskommissariats in the southeast are doing good. Hopefully they're not gonna get any worse. Okay, so we're gonna get this send everything soon. Actually, that reminds me, we wanted to send them the attack helicopters, which would mean that we should probably focus on the transport helicopters then. Okay, so send everything is done. From bullets and bandages up to the finest artillery pieces and the greatest of our technology, we will do whatever we can to make it look like the Reichskommissariats have a chance at winning this war. Of course, that's the best thing we could do for the people who carelessly set the continent on fire because they wanted to mess with another country that lured the OFN in. So, we're delivering the best of our fatherland's armed forces to reach for the victory that we hope to attain. Awesome. Okay, and patriots for the war, extra command power, and we get reinforcement decisions. Okay, so let's send them stuff. Let us send them stuff. So global conflicts. Withdraw from the war, no. Equipment decisions. Involvement is low, protests are small again. Okay. So gun shipments, we could send them 3,000 equipment. Civilian protests will increase. Well, we can do the large propaganda again. 75, Jesus Christ. Okay, well we have to. We're already in it, so... And why can't we send you... Oh, we don't have the command power. Okay, well let's send you guns. Guns are always good. So at least that's something. We'll be short on command power, won't we? Yeah, there again is 0.5. It's not great, not bad, but... Well, it's somewhere in the middle. Let me just pour myself a bit more tea. I forgot to do that before the video, so now I'm dry-mouthed here. Missing equipment production, what is that? We're not producing motorized equipment, really? I'm 100% sure I scheduled that. Was it cancelled? Was I dreaming? It could be both. Okay, so improved motorized equipment, let's put it right here. With 2 factories on it. I'm going to have to get them somewhere. Well, as our power is going to increase gradually, I think we can save our face like this. Now the nominal GDP growth. What is killing us so much? Base multiplier. Okay, why is our base rate 0? That is the issue that we're having. And there's something broken with the system, because PUs from trade. Something is killing. Okay, let me say administrative expenditures. If we increase that, the total spending will be 45 billion, and the social expenditures, if we start healthcare and education, let's boost those. Unemployment funding, okay, that one, and pensions then. So basically we're throwing max in there, and that still does jack for our negative real growth. I think this has to reset somehow, so I think that hopefully will reset itself. Well, not much we can do with that, really. As long as the regular growth is going to be 0, then that's done. Germanic Brotherhood. Maybe it's a model because, I would understand that there's no growth because we are recovering after the war. That makes a whole lot of sense. Germanic Brotherhood. Was he certain once? He was certain he wasn't now. Decades under the doctrine of any belief can push the faith of any man, especially the smart ones, and if anything, Speer certainly considered himself clever. It was precisely this intelligence which commanded Speer to appeal to the Dutch reactionaries through a race in his negotiations. In a speech to a collection of statesmen in the political capital of the Netherlands, the Führer connected the philosophical genius of the Dutch Descartes, depending on your pronunciation of the Descartes and Voetius, with the German Leibniz and Goethe. He connected the diplomatic centrality of The Hague with the Bismarck's focus on alliances and peace. Both nations, Speer went on, shared a common history of honorable monarchies and fair republics, feudal states and global empires. Truly, there was a unique and profound link at the level of blood that connected the Dutch and the Germans in a genetic brotherhood. At this conclusion, a raucous applause erupted from the gathered crowd in the Binnenhof. Speer was certain about the Jews, but he wondered if Europe had another inferior subhuman infesting it, even after all this time. The proud Aryans of Speer's homeland clung onto every word of Germanic superiority that emerged from their Führer's mouth. A million conservative ears, from Amsterdam to Danzig, fixated on his voice in their radios and television sets. Like pigs, the true Untermenschen of the Reich lapped up Speer's lies. Okay, the conservative cause benefits from this. Okay, we have a reformist row. Economic policy is balanced. Okay, we'll have to let this stick for a bit. Involvement here. Reinforce the war effort. Okay, this would allow us to send volunteers. Wait, can we actually send them volunteers now? No. Okay. But we will be able to, eventually. So sending them the specialized forces might be the way to go to win this. Because even with a bit of effort, our units are, going to be just destroying them. Hopefully that is. And we're bleeding out fuel due to training. Okay, I understand that. I understand that. There should be like a modifier here that would tell me that, you know, post-war recovery. Or wait, maybe there is one? Civilian protests. Gang of Four. Very Wehrmacht, the Lost Generation, Einheitspact, and Masters of Europe. Wooing the Dutch. It was in his negotiation that Speer realized he had underestimated the Dutch. Dealing with a nation built on foundational traditions of economic, diplomatic, and trading expertise was not, he discovered, a walk in the park. To woo the Dutch, Speer, after some amount of stern lecturing and heated argumentation originating from one of Ludwig Erhard, elected to offer them economic subsidies. Instead of the immediate acceptance he had hoped for, the German Führer was met with the smiling faces of the Dutch ministry, reliably followed by Erhard sending Speer a responsive glare. They demanded more, much, much more. Control democracy. Would you be able to get invaded while we're at it? Speer was faced with a decision. He would cave and hand the Dutch their favored subsidies, which would curry favor in The Hague and guarantee them joining the pact, but harm both Germany's treasury and the Führer's legitimacy. On the other hand, Speer could refuse, try to call The Hague's bluff while maintaining his image and his resources, but reducing his potential sympathies of the Netherlands for the pact, and certainly alienating Germany from Holland's favor. Accept their demands, pay the full subsidies. 0.02 billion? Are you kidding me? That's so low. Call their bluff. No, let's give them the full subsidies. That is nothing. That's peanuts. Look at our debt. That's not even anything. Like literally. Okay, well. Yeah, this will lower our command power, but we'll send them to... Yeah, I think we need to send them the anti-tank and stuff before we send them the attack helicopters. Actually, we need to find a place for you too. Siberian Black League declared war on the Zlatoust Republic. Okay. Let's send you guys to the border of Switzerland. How's it looking here? Wow, Black League is growing. Zlatoust Republic, huh? We got 3 divisions. Black League's got 10. That's very easy. Ultra-militarism. And you are a market liberalism. Not gonna look good. Magadan here. You look like you're doing very good. The Central Siberian Republic has conquered the Siberian Workers' Federation in the struggle for the fate of Russia. War is hell. The Central Siberian Republic. We finished the anti-guerrilla warfare. Central Siberian Republic. Ah, here it is. So they are victorious. Good for them. Not decision, actually intelligence agency. Upgrade in progress. We can fix that. Modern interrogation methods. Okay. Modern enemy capture chance plus 100% is actually pretty good. I don't think we have any occupied territories, do we? Well, we do actually. Well, it's really low. An old fox with no more tricks. With the end of the Bürgerkrieg, volunteers from all sides returned to their homes after risking their lives in the defense of their ideals. Some, however, will be remembered more than others. Today, the entire Wehrmacht honors the final retirement of Erwin Rommel, the Desert Fox, who led the Italo-Germanic invasion of British Africa. The old general, who had been living as a civilian for almost a decade, had rejoined the army in the Civil War, bringing with him his legendary ability with panzer tactics. While no longer a tank commander due to his old age, his keen insight in armor warfare, combined with the legendary reputation that followed him ever since the days of the Afrika Corps, inspired many to fight well beyond their own capabilities. Now, however, the Tired Fox has announced his second and final retirement from the Wehrmacht, citing his failing health and the sadness from fighting fellow Germans as the main reason. While some would have wanted to keep him to help rebuild the armed forces, no one dared suggest it, so respected he was. After a final parade where he saluted the crowd atop an old Panther tank, he was escorted to his home covered in even more medals than he already has to enjoy his final rest. The old fox has earned his rest. Rommel was a genius, quite honestly, and he had even, if you guys never heard about it, he was a leader of a unit even in World War I, and he was really good. He was really good and earned all of his reputation. An agreement reached. Stern gazes and tight handshakes in The Hague today as the Führer and the Netherlands have finally come to a compromise surrounding the matter of subsidies. Formalities abound, with Barend, Beesheuvel and Speer engaging in all the manners of true Germanic statesmen. An image of the two is to cover the front page of the Volksliche Beobachter. Volksliche. Yeah. Oh no, Völkische! I was reading that completely wrong. That's Völkische. Like the People's magazine. I thought it was like the Volksliche, like People's Security or something like that. Volksliche. My apology, I was mispronouncing that this whole time. Völkische Beobachter, the leaders smiling, their arms around each other. It will make for a good headline and an excellent symbol for the renewed unity of the nations. These are just the necessary appearances, however. Neither the Dutch nor the Germans are entirely pleased with the outcome. In any event, with an imperfect agreement reached, the negotiations are almost ready to conclude. Politics is not an exact science. So, did they rejoin the pact, or will there be another event? It's probably going to be another event. Okay, we get 9 army experience. That is good. Nothing here. How are we doing with the reconstruction? Pretty good. Things are really moving forward, repairing the stuff. Okay, which will allow us to continue rebuilding. So we can start building more administrative offices. Let me check where most people are. There's 5 million people in Berlin. Is there like a population overview? No. Other plans? Nope. Okay. Bayreuth, Württemberg has a lot. 0.7. This area has a lot. So how's the situation here? Well, wasn't Steinmark the one that had? No, not Steinmark. Why did I click that had so many people? 3.6. Here. Oh, Stuttgart. That is understandable. What about München Oberbayern? That one. Yeah, München Oberbayern requires a bit of an upgrade. So 2 offices here, 2 hospitals. And 2, I said, and 2 prisons and 2 schools. Let's put you all down there because we need to repair first. So patriots for the war. So there are people in the Reich who are willing to help us reach for that victory that they've come seeking permission to serve as volunteers. Of course, we will go to accept their request and send them along their way into the war they surely believe will earn the fatherland another achievement on the global scale. This would surely show how sympathetic we are towards our boer cousins. They are part of the German family after all, so 15 command power, and we get new decisions. And now, a medicine for the commissars, 30 command power, that's actually pretty good. That is really good. So enrollment is low level, protests are non-existent, but I think we really want to go with reinforcing the war effort. I would really like to send the volunteers. 3 divisions is really good because that is going to give us the ability to fight and involve ourselves in the area. So that's probably better at this point than anything else. Oh! The campaign is done, so let's launch another campaign. Brothers in Arms. Okay, Netherlands joined the Einheitspact. After a long and not in the slightest easy process, Holland has re-entered the pact. Ceremonies are being held in Germania, The Hague, Amsterdam and elsewhere across the 2 nations. The papers are decorated with messages of Aryan brotherhood, while the streets are adorned with the twin banners of the Prissenvlag and the swastika, flailing together in the wind. Holland and the Reich are now themselves flailing together in the wind. In a hostile world, still haunted by the Hitler's ghost, one more ally for the new Reich is far from taken for granted by the Führer. This new development has not saved him from the punishment of returning home, however. Erhard has developed quite a list of criticism for the Führer's handling of the subsidy situation, with the plane from The Hague to Germania providing just enough time to go through them. Unlike his economic counterpart, Schmidt has little say on the matter for now. Speer is scarcely paying attention to either, as the plane lifts off Dutch soil. The Führer stares out over the cityscape as it fades into the countryside. The old man sighs. One more nation, he thinks. So Netherlands has rejoined. Netherlands joins the Zollverein. And Netherlands joins the Germanic economic sphere. Amazing. So welcome back. That is good. And now we are going to deal with... who is next? Denmark? Yes, the status of Denmark. And we'll deal with that in the next episode, because for now, this episode is over. And in the next one, I'm also going to send help down south and check on this fight a bit more. So till then, you guys, take care.